Hello. Day 2, taking some videos. I'm back home now, and it's good to be home. I spent the last few days in Byron Bay at a retreat, which was a perfect kind of forced way to slow me down. I've had a lot of changes happen over the last few weeks, and I haven't really given myself time to soak everything in and kind of just check in with me, really. So it was definitely a much needed retreat to reconnect with me and see what's happening and see what little Milla, I guess, needed from me, what she needed to voice. And it was a bit of an emotional time, at least for the first day, maybe into the second day. I eventually spent some time with her, gave her some airtime, gave her some space just for her to let me know what's up and what she needed. And I was able to shift some energy, so make some room for some good shit to come in. I definitely feel like my cup was filled, not only physically through the food that was provided, and it was fucking amazing, but also just being around other women, actually. Other women that are doing things that I want to do. It's very inspiring to see and hear. Although there were some, I guess, it wasn't imposter syndrome. It was the feeling of not belonging in that space. So I had a lot of thoughts, a lot of judgment around, who the fuck am I to be at this, retreat with all of these entrepreneurs and businesswomen and women that are just fucking killing it. And I'm, stay-at-home mum, not killing anything. So there's lots of comparison and judgment of myself. And yeah, once I kind of gave little Milla some airtime and let her share her fears and I guess whatever else was coming up for her, I was able to work through that and remind myself who the fuck I am. So it was a nice little journey, a nice little wave to ride together with her. And I guess I'll share that practice that I did, I guess, maybe later on. I feel like that deserves some proper airtime to share that on YouTube. But yeah, again, just making these videos. I want to learn how to do it. I want to learn more about myself. From yesterday's video, I already learnt flip the phone, turn the phone to landscape. Don't record portrait because this is YouTube, not Instagram. So lesson learned. So I look forward to seeing what I learn after this video, watching it back or hearing it back. But it is good to be home. It's good to be back in my space. I had a moment today where, again, I had to remind myself why I've made certain decisions, especially choosing to be a single mum. The kid's dad brought them back over tonight. He dropped them off, and my son had a moment as his dad was leaving, and he just cried. Oh, he cried his eyes out and he was hugging his dad in the doorway, and he was just saying how much he was going to miss him. And I could just feel like almost the guilt that came up initially within me, you know, and the thoughts were like, oh, is this really like the best thing for them? A little bit of what have I done? Have I done this? I didn't choose this, you know, those kinds of thoughts of, is this my fault? My son's crying because of a decision that I've made. And I let my son and his dad have their moment in the doorway, and you know, they were hugging and both crying, and it was a little bit hard to watch. But also as I watched and I worked through my own, I guess, feelings of being uncomfortable seeing that, I reminded myself why I made the decision that I made. And I have to trust it. I have to sit with it and accept it, that this is all part of it. As hard as it is to see my son cry, this is a storm that we're going to weather together. And after I tucked him into bed, maybe a few minutes later, he came to me and he's like, I really miss Dad. And we had a beautiful moment together. And I shared with him something that might be able to help him go to sleep. And so what I told him, I was like, well, you can think of all the happy moments that you shared with Dada today, and then watch what happens to your face. And so he was sitting here, he was literally sitting here on my lap. And I was like, if you close your eyes and you think of all the happy things that you did with Dada today. And I was like, and you know what happens to your face? I was like, and then I showed him this, and I was like, you know what happens to your face? And you close your eyes and think of happy thoughts. And he just laughed, and he was like, what? And so it was just a beautiful moment to share with him. Something, again, that I've never done before, but it just came. Yes, in the perfect moment. And yeah, I was able to share that with him, and he was happy. And I've got photo magnets on our fridge with the family, like kids' dad's on there. So I was like, you know what, son, how about you go and grab one of your favorite pictures of you and Dada from the fridge, and you can take that to your room, and when you miss Dada, you can again close your eyes and think about those thoughts. But if you need, you got the picture of Dada there with you. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience to share with him tonight, but also a good reminder that I need to remember why I have made certain decisions, and I guess reassure myself in a way, while also remaining flexible in, I guess, my decision. Not totally like, yeah, never happening, but yeah, that's something that I'm going to be working on in therapy tomorrow. I think that's it for today, day 2. We'll see you back tomorrow. Bye.